Hey everybody, this is Tompkins and welcome to my very first YouTube video. I'm very nervous, very excited to find out what you think of it. But yeah, this is me playing a video game called Cities Skylines. I'm starting out with a new map. And the first thing that I'm building is a huge harbor. Disclaimer, I'm not a harbor expert, so I'm not quite sure what needs to be at the harbor and how everything needs to be shaped and whatnot. I took a lot of inspiration from the internet, from Google Maps, the harbor of Los Angeles in particular. So if you're familiar with that harbor, I took a little bit of the layout from there, but further it's just a lot of what I thought would look nice and would look some sort of realistic. And the first thing that I'm doing is creating the outlines of the harbor. So I'm using these, what are they, grey dock kind of a things to outline the entire harbor and to make some interesting shapes. In the meantime, while I'm doing this, a little bit about me and about the channel and about the videos. So I'm Tompkins. For what it's worth, I'm a student, lives in the Netherlands. My English is not 100%. It's not even a second language for me, so bear with me on that. And I just love to play simulation games and sandbox games and making cool stuff. Since I was young, I've played Coaster Tycoon, The Sims, City, that sort of games. And I just have a lot of fun building cool stuff, stuff that looks pretty, stuff that looks nice, but also stuff that would somehow work in real life. And I've been doing that for very long, and now I thought, why not put it on the internet, see what you guys think of it. If you want, you can help me, give me tips, give me feedback on some things. As I said, I'm not an expert in how cities work and that sort of stuff. So along the way, I'm trying out things and seeing where I go from there. And if you have any tips, any ideas or so, please let me know. And together we can build a great city. That's the goal eventually. So still working on the outlines of the harbor. I made the docks the areas that are eventually going to be the docks. I painted them the grey, the concrete with the I don't know exactly how the mod is called, with the paintbrush mod or something like that. It's pretty cool. For mods and assets and that sort of stuff, if you have any cool suggestions, let me know. Once every few weeks I go into the Steam workshop and just download a bunch of stuff with the hopes that it won't crash the game. But I've got a couple of mods. Don't know which one exactly, but I'm happy that they're working. Road Anarchy and Trees and Props Anarchy are two amazing mods. I love them. It gives me the ability to place rocks and just cool stuff everywhere. I've got the prop line tool, prop line tool. I don't know. Prop line tool, right? Prop line tool. Love that too. And if you have any cool suggestions, let me know. Also assets, I'm You know, I'm always searching for cool assets. I'm now working on the harbor, so for the cargo area of the harbor, I'm looking for some assets. If you have some cool suggestions, let me know. Also for future projects, you know, I don't just want to build a city with an airport and some suburbs and that's it. I want to have some cool things there, you know, that fun to make. I have a lot of ideas that I think would be cool. I love Formula One, the racing, so I might do something like a racetrack, or a theme park. I love theme parks. So yeah, there are a lot of things that you can do. So if you have any cool suggestions for that, let me know as well. And we'll see what we're going to build next. Here I'm getting everywhere where the water needs to go. I'm lowering the land. On the right side is going to be a river, and I eventually want to see if I can get ferries or something like that going up and down the river, because I saw on the YouTube, you know, folks that change the ship lines, and then you can get the docks to be local only and that sort of stuff. Don't have those mod yet, but that's something I think would be pretty cool. Here I'm making everything sandy where the water goes, and I just love this map, and I just love the theme of the map and the color of the water. It's just awesome. It reminds me a little bit of I don't know, Hawaii or something like a bay. That's why it's called the bay. But you know, something cool like that. I don't know exactly what it reminds me of, but it's just awesome. It's just an awesome theme. Here I'm building a sort of a water base, water field. I don't know what you call it, but it's something I saw on Google Maps. I think it was in the harbor of Japan. They have like these huge water areas. You know, might be for reserve water or liquids that are, you know, I don't know what are used for, but I use them for the water thingies. The only thing is that they don't really work, but you will see that in a minute. Here I'm placing some oil tankers, which I'm thinking that I'm going to make the island here, which is the island dock. That's going to be, I think, just big cargo. Then I want to have a place where, you know, like something you see a lot are cars and trucks and that sort of stuff. So import cars that need to get shipped out. On the far left side is going to be the passenger terminal with a nice shopping area, and yeah, that's a little bit what I want to do with the harbor. Placing the water pipes here. Yeah, it's a little bit an autistic thing that everything needs to be looking nice and pretty and nice lines and whatnot. Here you can see that I have a trouble with the yeah, just checking out those parking lots, but having trouble with the water lines. So I placed. So I thought it was because of the power plant didn't have water, and the water didn't have power. So I used some of those wind turbines to get everything ready. That little water house there is the only thing that's working in the water facility. So yeah. Here I'm placing the docks. I've got two with the train line, two cargo docks with the train line. Here is a passenger terminal, and here are just two cargo terminals. I don't know how you do this, if you would do this, but I found it really hard to make them level with the land. So you can see me here making everything, the roads connect and whatnot. but it really messed up the height of the docks. Um, so I'm going to work around that, make everything look nice. Yeah, the water in the in the train ditch there. Um, but yeah, as I said, it you can see that the passenger terminal really brought up the land, which was pretty awful. Um, I'm now going to, when I was placing those gray, I don't know how you would call it, but here I'm just hiding the imperfections of the corners of the harbor and whatnot. Using a lot of rocks. That's sort of the theme of the city: rocks and some nice bushes and whatnot. Just making everything look nice. Using some of those big rocks, which look awesome. And they're in game. I did not know. Here I was checking out which bushes to go with, and I went with these ones, which look awesome. And the guy that made these bushes made them in a lot of different colors, and made also some trees, which you will see me place later. But those are going to be the greenery for the city. They just look awesome. Here I'm making a sort of an old little dock where, in the history there were some boats and whatnot. Yeah, and with some trees, make it look nice. This one is going to be very simple, just a single rock with some rock work around it, to hide the fact that those two things don't align. Here a little lighthouse, which I think in the end looked very awesome. Just again with those bushes around it, which I think make it really cool. You can see it. I slowed down the video a little bit. It just gives the harbor some character, some identity. Like it's in my opinion, or in my vision. That's the word. In my vision, in my idea, the harbor was built, over the years around some sort of a deserted city, castle maybe. Here and there are some leftovers that are protected by the government. Like you can't demo those beautiful towers and whatnot. So yeah, that was sort of the idea that I went with. And it just looks awesome to me. Here you see that there's a big rock in the middle of the road, which annoyed the hell out of me. The other rocks that are on the road a little bit don't really bother me because, well, as long as two of the three lanes are reachable, it's okay with me. But yeah. So just removing that rock, and I was looking for what to put there, and I saw the ship, and it just looks so awesome to put that ship there. Like that there might have been a flood a couple of years ago, and that ship went to land, and everybody in the harbor was like, "Fuck it, let's leave it there." It just looks so awesome. Placing some trees, making it look nice. The train ditch, or whatever you would call it, putting some rocks there to hide the edges. It just gives so much more character to the entire area, with the rocks and all the stuff. And some nice greenery. I love the green bushes between the rocks. You will see me use it quite a lot. It just gives so much more life towards the rocks and whatnot. You saw a lot of fog there. That's from the power plant. After I recorded this, I went to the Steam workshop and got the remove fog mod that removes all the fog, so you won't see the fog anymore. Or I can disable it. I don't know. I don't know how that works, but yeah, it annoyed me that I couldn't see proper. I wanted the fog to be gone, and it's gone. Here working around the passenger harbor. Here I continued that theme with the old castle ruins sort of a type. So you see that I'm placing a lot of rocks and castle parts. And the reason for that is because the passenger harbor brought the land up quite a lot. So I needed to hide that. And I thought, why not put a castle there? And the idea behind this is that is that they wanted to build the passenger harbor there, but they needed to build around those old castle ruins. So yeah, I think it looks really awesome. Putting a gas station there as well, and some commercial. When you enter the city through the harbor, have some nice shopping experience. Grab a. Eventually, there's going to be a tram line. I want to build I think I want to build tram. I want to build a lot of transport, by the way. So I think maybe a subway, tram line, buses, perhaps. I at the end of this video, I am placing a bus depot. No bus lines yet, though. Yeah. Here I'm making zones, which is, I think, the autistic side of me. I don't have autism, but I hate it when it doesn't look nice, when it's not perfectly lined out. So yeah, and I made a passenger harbor and the cargo harbor. Those are the first two parts, and yeah, I'm just seeing where it goes. For the passenger harbor, I went originally with the tourism specialization. Because I thought it's a harbor, tourists are going to be there. The tourism specialization, that didn't sound crazy. But in the end, I decided not to go with that because I didn't like the buildings that were coming with the tourism specialization. So yeah, here I'm marking off the castle and putting some nice greenery around it to really make it sort of a thing on its own. And people that come in from the harbor, they walk by the castle, they can see it, they can admire it. I don't know what they're going to do. Here a nice little picnic area, when you're waiting for the boat or when you're waiting for family to arrive or something like that. You just can sit there and wait for the boat. Some signs with that, and a small little playground. I was looking for something to border it off, and eventually I went with these flower beds. And for the ground, I used these tiles, which are awesome. It's just awesome what's out there in the Steam Workshop and whatnot. The gas station. Behind the gas station, I made a little diner. When you're coming off the boat, you want to have maybe a burger or something to eat. So that's there, and then giving the gas station some trucks and whatnot. The zoning disappeared, so I had to rezone everything. Did not know why it disappeared, but yeah. Making a temporary connection here to the highway. It's temporary. I just wanted to see if the trucks were working, and they do. There are also boats coming in, and that's pretty awesome. But I want to go for a sort of a highway that loops around the harbor. So I might get on that in the next video. That's sort of like to to mark off where the harbor is going to be. Yeah, I think I might do that. I'm going to do that in the next video. I just decided that. Here I'm working on the cargo dock. So this is the dock where the two cargo harbors are without the train rails. So I put some warehouses there, and some parking, parking for the people that work there. They gotta park their car somewhere. Here I placed a fire department and a police department because I didn't want buildings to disappear on me. And in a future stage I'm going to make them look nicer. If you have any suggestions for cool fire departments, cool police stations, cool hospitals in the Steam Workshop, leave a link or the name of it, because I had a lot of trouble finding good assets for that. So yeah, if you have good ideas, suggestions for assets, let me know. Where those parking areas are, I wanted to make a nice little square. It's also in front of that old tower and the old harbor dock, the old pier. That's what I wanted to say. So yeah, I just wanted to make something nice there. Might wanted to put there a basketball court, didn't went for it eventually. So this area is the sort of a place where the truckers can park and just rest, sort of stuff. Here I changed the buildings for the area because it just didn't look good. So I went with the commercial buildings from the Brooklyn theme. And here I wanted to put a fountain, but eventually I went with some more towers because I had a fountain on the other side of the harbor. So I thought, this it connects everything a little bit. So putting some nice trees around it, making it look nice and whatnot. Just giving it some more character. And then we're almost at the end of the video. I hope you liked it. Let me know what you think of it. Here just placing the bus terminal and the bus depot, sorry, that's it. So, this was my first video. I hope you liked it. Leave your suggestions, comments and whatever down below. And thank you very much for watching. So yeah, hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.